Episode number 20, sitting here with Hart Summeier with the RE/MAX Realty Group, new face to RE/MAX as of this past week. Excited to have Hart on the show. Hart was born and raised here in Greenfield, went off to Virginia Beach, and got actually into the real estate business out there, and just recently moved back to as the new GM over here at RE/MAX Realty Group. So if you wouldn't mind, Hart, to get everybody started and kind of give everybody a little bit of a background about where you came from and your community involvement over here in Greenfield before you departed and went out east to Virginia Beach.
Well, Mitch, first I appreciate the opportunity to sit down. I mean, I love what you've done with the podcast and where you've grown it to be, and I'm a big fan of that. And so when you asked me to do this, I didn't even hesitate to do it. So when I left high school, and decided to run for city council, which most of you know about, but I lost, which was fine. It hurt at first, but you take licks on the chin and you get back up. So I went and joined the Navy. I wanted to get that experience that people said I was lacking. So after 6 years of Navy, I worked at the National Security Agency in DC for 3 years. And then I was on an aircraft carrier deployed, did that whole thing. I decided to start selling real estate while I was active duty. I was trying to pre-plan a transition period for me to get out of the Navy. And real estate had afforded me the opportunity for a lucrative career without 12 years of college, right? So I went and got my real estate license, and I linked up with an awesome mentor, and she kind of showed me the ropes and showed me what to do. And then I found another mentor and just tried to find a mentor at the step that I wanted to be at. And I, kind of threw out a grapple and pulled myself up to them. And then when I reached the same level of expertise and skill that they had, I sought out new mentors. And truthfully, that's how I found Mark Dudley. Finding Mark and Sue, were that allowed me to take the experience that they have and pull myself up to the next level. And keeping that in mind, it's also important for me to remember to reach down and grab that grapple of somebody that might try to get where I'm at. So when Mark and Sue and I sat down, we kind of came up with this catchphrase that I'm going to be the director of hiring and inspiring, right? Finding people that might be in Greenfield, might be in Hancock County, east side of Indianapolis, Shelbyville, what have you, that are looking for their next career advantage. And somebody like me who's came from a full-time position to a transition period to full-time real estate, I really believe that I'm going to be able to take care of them and pull them along like those people have done for me. So
now I think I like that you brought that up, is because obviously you're younger. A lot of people in my field in the insurance business are in the older generation age group. Same thing in real estate. So being that younger guy, surrounding people who've done things for a certain way for such a long time. I mean, it's almost like you're taking the new way of real estate and bringing it into or bringing the old way of real estate and clashing with your new way and coming up with a better option and a way to sell real estate.
Yeah. So back in the day when our parents went to buy a house, they went and saw the Mark Dudleys, the Sue Mises of the office, and they sat down with a binder and went through the listings. Well, have you ever heard of a company called Zillow, Realtor.com, right? Those companies decided that we can spend billions of dollars advertising, attract all of those buyers to our platform, and then sell them back to these agents that have been doing it for 100 years. Well, the technology advantage that Zillow and Realtor.com have are really intended to stomp out the offices like RE/MAX here in Greenfield. So I'm hoping that I can give this office specifically a fighting chance in being able to combat those third-party behemoth, marketing companies, and still provide that same small town, feel of real estate and that quality of service that we give to clients. So technology in this business is very important. I don't think age matters. I never have. Obviously, I ran for city council, but being able to implement that and hustle harder than the other companies is really here at RE/MAX what we're trying to do. And I'm really trying hard to find people that are like me, that look like me, that are my age, that are that have my same same sense of hustle. I'm really trying to get them in here and let them know this isn't that older generation's game. You can be a part of this, and I mean, look at me. I've made it here. So if there's anybody out there that's looking for a career change or looking for that, please come sit down at my gray boat table here, as it's called, and we'll put up some recruiting videos and we'll put up some training and get them started on their way. Absolutely.
Now, going back to when you left Greenfield and kind of went on to the military and whatnot. I mean, there's probably a sense of one, leaving your hometown, your family, and that stuff, and then going there. What was it from your transitional period of being in Greenfield to going to the military that helped you prepare yourself for what the role that you're in now, or even the roles to come?
I don't understand that question. You're gonna have to ask that again. I don't understand that question. Like what? That went right over my head.
Right. Now looking back real quick.
I thought where you were going was not where you ended up, so I was not prepared for that.
Now, I guess kind of giving a flashback here, back when Hart was in high school and then went on to the military. Is there anything that specifically struck to you while you were in the military, whether it's something that you learned other than your mentors in the real estate market? Anything that happened in the military that helped you, I guess, better yourself to become whether it's more hustle in the game or focus or determination, whatever it was, anything that you learned in the military that helped you prepare yourself for where you're at now?
Well, there's a different answer from a managerial perspective and as a realtor taking care of clients' perspective. The big thing that the military taught me was punctuality, reliability, and trustworthiness. I'm never late to an appointment. I'm always 15 minutes early, which is something that I think real estate agents often, typically have a bad rap for. But how that translates to a manager perspective is I start my meetings on time. What people don't realize is real estate agents, we are independent contractors. We're not salaried employees. So your time is 100% valuable. And if I, call for a sales meeting on a Tuesday morning, I think that you giving me the courtesy of showing up as a small business owner yourself, I need to value your time and be on time and make sure that it's a very thorough and efficient a meeting, right? And so the biggest takeaway I think coming from the military would be the ability to be cognizant of somebody's time and value them, not only as a person, but as a small business owner, to make sure that it's worth it for them. So
I guess that makes a lot more sense. Now, and I apologize, I kind of mixed it up there before I had to re-ask that question for where I was going with that. And I think it's amazing because in my business too, finding people that's going to help you succeed in that business is probably the biggest thing. So you've been able to offer that up to people that are younger or, have never had a chance in the real estate market and decide, okay, I'm going to give this a try. Having a great mentor, you understanding, being able to be a great mentor to somebody else is really going to be a benefit to them. And one, keeping you around. And then also, one, being able to have them a successful career. Because I know that's how I was in the insurance business. I had no intentions of getting into the insurance business. But the two owners of my agency that I'm with now, they have been in the business for 20, 25 years. And if it wasn't for them, I think I would have already probably given up and went on to something else. So totally understand that. And I tip my hat to you on stepping in as a, somebody in our generation, trying to fill that role and do a great job of it. I guess kind of going to the real estate market now, a lot of people probably think, just because of COVID and everything, that the market's going down, or is it ever going to, when's it going to crash, or just because financially some people were hurt and lost jobs. Where's the market stand right now in the ring of things?
We need listings. I mean, the hard part right now is we have an abundance of buyers who are trying to capitalize on these super low interest rates, but there's no houses for them to buy. So in the county, Hancock County specific, 5 houses hit the market a week. So about 25 in the county, 20 to 25 in the county per month. Well, if you figure we have 100 home buyers in Hancock County specific, that's a 4-to-1 ratio for every house. So you're falling into contested offer situations on every house you're offering on. So what does that mean? Yeah, you could dictate that it's a seller's market, but to caveat that, those sellers that are moving also have to find a house to buy.
Right.
So not only are they selling their house that they might have a 4% interest rate on, but they're having the opportunity to buy to and move to another house that might be at a 2.875% interest rate. So from a seller's perspective, they definitely have the competitive edge when it comes to multiple offers. However, market demands are going to dictate the price of the house. Appraisals are going to keep in line and make sure there's no housing boom or bust like there was in 2008. So, and regulators are very, very on top of it now. 2008 was a lack of regulation, and now there's a lot of regulation, which gives us in the industry much cozier feeling at night that there's not going to be another housing collapse or anything like that. Plus, with interest rates where they're at, if there is a housing collapse, right, you're still going to be at it's almost free money. I mean, we're talking high 2, low 3 interest rates, which I obviously wasn't alive long enough to see that, but I don't think even the generations before us were. I mean, it's unprecedented. And you see the market, yesterday Apple hit $2 trillion in market cap, and the S&P just hit its all-time high, which went back to pre-COVID. They remade those gains and then made a new S&P 500 high. I mean, it's a great time to buy and sell. Absolutely.
Right. Now, for somebody young, I guess, I mean, I've bought 2 or 3 houses now, actually all from Remax and Mark Dudley and all of his team and Sandy Allender, everybody's been great. But someone maybe a first-time home buyer. I mean, is there some certain steps that maybe they need to follow, or any guidelines, or maybe any suggestions for them as they look up or approach that opportunity?
Well, the first person that you should find as a real estate agent. The reason I say that is because as a real estate agent, I have people like you, right, in the insurance business, that come to me on a daily basis and tell me about their programs. Lenders do the same thing, title companies do the same thing, insurance companies do the same thing. So as opposed to you as Mr. or Mrs. Consumer, who are working 9 to 5, might have to pick up your kids from after school daycare, go home, cook dinner, get your kids' homework done, and then go to bed. You don't have the time to be shopping all these different outlets. When you have the ability to hire a realtor, right, which is upfront no cost, which is upfront no obligation, that allows you to come to me and ask all the questions that you might have with an unbiased and educated perspective, view of the situation, because I am up to date with the latest and greatest in the industry, with the latest and greatest people, the latest and greatest tech, things that you just might not have time to go and research. So what I would encourage to Mr. or Mrs. first-time homebuyer is find an agent through a referral source, through a friend or family, through Zillow, whatever you got to do to find a realtor. Go to them when you decide you want to buy a house. Sit down, hear them out, get your ducks in a row, right? And then over the next, coming weeks, coming months, whatever your specific timeline is, you are going to be the best prepared to dominate that real estate battle space than if you just went at it off of forums and Reddit or what have you, right. Whatever kind of online handbook you would have. So in short, right, too long didn't read, find a real estate agent, listen to their advice, listen to their feedback, and make sure that it's somebody that you can trust with this, huge investment.
Right. No, I think that's good, and I'm gonna switch kind of topics
Flip
here, and
kind of
go off the real estate game here for a little bit and ask some questions. Kind of got this idea from another show that I listened to the other day, and I'm like, I'm gonna start asking some fun and enjoying questions here, so people can learn a little bit more about you and where you're at. Oh yeah, they kind of do that too.
Let's do it.
So I guess kind of question one now.
Cheese pizza.
I would go ask. That was gonna happen. I was what your kind of favorite food, but I'm sure cheese pizza is your favorite food. So what's favorite food?
My favorite food would probably have to be street tacos. In the military, it's a melting pot of everybody. And if you have a Southern California friend who offers to make you street tacos, cancel all your plans, your wedding date, whatever you got, to make sure you sit down with that person and eat street tacos.
Was there a specific place in Virginia Beach that was a go-to?
There was a couple, right, but they weren't authentic like somebody from Southern California would. So I would prefer to go to a friend's house that's going to make that. You got your El Pastor, you've got your carne asada, all those different things, man. I'm telling you, street tacos, that's my jam.
It's awesome. Coolest place you ever visited?
Oh, probably. Let's see. I would probably have to say London. Honestly, I mean, London is just. You think about the power and the dynasty that is the United Kingdom. I mean, London was it was historic. It was everything you see on TV, and I was fortunate enough to have the luxury to walk the streets. I mean, that was just a really cool place.
That's awesome. Yeah. Favorite non-alcohol drink?
Favorite non-alcohol drink? Ooh.
Besides water.
Well, that was going to be what I was going to go to. I don't really drink pops. I'm not really a sweets fan. Can I say water with Mio?
That works too. Okay. Or is there you like coffee? You a coffee drinker? Okay.
I'm a fan of espresso. Yeah, I just I like iced espresso. So yeah, any kind of espresso, truly.
That's awesome. I see your awesome haircut. I mean,
Darren Haas Scott, baby. Don't even ask. Yeah, I went to the Haas. He got it cut, and I've been fortunate enough to kind of help him pregame for his next transitional period. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it much, but I know he's got something coming up, and I'm excited to see that kid grow and prosper. I mean, he's got a cult following, which is weird, but that's what makes a successful service. And if I can do anything in my power to get him to a place where he can help more people, or he can service more people, I'm absolutely for it. So yeah, big plug to the Haas there.
That's awesome. Now, last thing I always try to ask around here, for place to use. Is there a spot in Hancock County restaurant that you go to, or maybe you haven't been here long enough since you've been back to go enjoy?
Sure, I've been here long enough to frequent Los Mugueles in Fortville, right there on Main Street. So Taco Tuesday, Wednesday tacos, Thursday, Saturday tacos, tequila. Yeah. No, anytime you want to go to get tacos or margaritas in Fortville, anybody call me. That's going to be my treat. I love that place.
Awesome. That was one of my favorite questions I always ask people, because there are a lot of people that are following to the show that are in the market of maybe they're coming out of high school or they're in college or whatnot and have some aspirations of getting into, maybe it's a field in real estate, or maybe a field in insurance, or maybe a field as maybe even want to be a professional sport athlete, or working in sports business, sports management, or whatever it is. If there's any type of, words of advice or inspiration you could give someone young as they go get ready for the next step in life. Maybe it's people that are in the middle age that are getting ready for the next step in life.
Sure.
Do you have any powerful information for them to help them
join the military? Truthfully, joining the military was the best decision I ever made. It allowed me to go to college for free when I decided to go to college. I've got the GI Bill, the VA loan entitlement, which as an 18-year-old I didn't care anything about. But the VA loan that you are entitled to upon service exit is the most powerful loan program there is. Zero money down, no MIP, terrific rates. I would say go to the military. If you can't, I would also say don't sleep on trades, right? Growing up, in kindergarten, I remember it was college. Well, I've never been to college, but I'm doing okay, right? And the thing about real estate, again, is it's not I would consider it a trade. We don't have formal education in the sense of bachelor's in real estate, master's in real estate. Those programs do exist, but they're not required to do the job. So when you're looking to be maybe a tradesman, maybe a plumber, maybe a contractor or something, explore real estate. In this business, it's a lot about who you know. And from being from a small town like Greenfield or Fortville or Mount Vernon School District or what have you, that could propel you into a very lucrative career. So I would say explore all options. Don't just think college is the right way.
That's awesome. Is there you have an inspirational person you'd like to follow, whether it's on social media or somebody that helps kind of kickstart you, or you just such a hustler and you're self-motivated?
Sure. I read a book every year. It's Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. I read it every year, at least once, all the way through each year. Put it on an audiobook. Each chapter, I put it on 1.5 speed, so it takes about 9 minutes to get through a chapter. But if you listen to Dale Carnegie's book, it's taught me so much about how to talk to people, how to manage people, how to admit your faults, how to accept blame. It truly is a terrific book. It has far exceeded its lifespan, but I think that's because the principles hold so true. So if any kind of field you're in, it's good for bus drivers all the way up to CEOs of companies. It's truly a terrific book. So if you haven't read that, I would encourage reading that.
Awesome. Well, Hart, I appreciate your time today. This won't be the last time I have you on the show. We are playing on a slow pitch softball team coming up starting in September, so we might
you'll ride the bench and I'll play. Easy.
We might get a little fun episode or a live event out there just to kind of get some fun content out for everybody out there. But before we get off, don't forget to go to the website, subscribe to our new email subscription list. Starting this week, actually Sunday this week, we will send out our first email list to the subscribers. It's going to have weekly steals and deals in Hancock County, restaurants, shoe stores, clothing departments, real estate. We might get there for some local steals and deals, so you can get out there and support our local businesses, as they are a big part of what makes guys like in our businesses be able to give back to the community and put money back in the hands of those not-for-profits. So much appreciate everything you guys do. Thanks for tuning in to the episode today. Don't forget to subscribe. Go like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also on the website and YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Real quick, where can people find you out, either on social media, phone number, email, anything like that?
Well, the good thing about my name being Hart Summeier is everything I have is Hart Summeier. So Instagram, Facebook, domain name on the interweb, anything is Hart Summeier. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, and then my website. So.
Perfect. And you'll be able to see all that information below here on the video through this whole episode. So appreciate you one more time for joining the show, Hart. Appreciate you.
Hey,
always have a good rest of your day. Remember that you can make a difference in Hancock County. Take care.